The hardest truth you'll ever face is that the person standing in your way has your face. You want life to get better, but you're waiting for everything else to change first. Your job, your past, your relationships. But none of that shifts until you do. That's not a curse, that's the miracle. Because it means no one gets to hold you back anymore. Not them, not the world, not even the version of you who stayed small for too long. This isn't about shame, it's about power. Because if change starts with you, then change is always possible. And it starts right now. Let me guess. You've told yourself this before. I'm just in a weird season. Things will change once I get through this. It's not that bad. But here you are. A month later, a year older, perhaps a lifetime later, and nothing feels different. The encouraging part is, it truly is never too late to start or start over. This is not cliche. You keep tweaking the surface, your planner, your schedule, your apps, but the truth keeps whispering louder. The real problem is you're waiting to become someone you haven't decided to be. Real change doesn't begin when life gets easier. It begins the moment you stop hiding from who you're called to become. Change sounds simple. Wake up earlier, cut the toxic people, start the thing you've been avoiding. But when it's time to actually do it, you freeze, you scroll, you disappear into distractions and call it rest. You're not weak, you're not broken. You've just been conditioned to believe that survival is safer than transformation. Because change demands loss. Loss of comfort, loss of control, loss of the identity you've worn to protect yourself from pain. So no. Change isn't easy, but staying the same, that's spiritual death. The walls look familiar, but they're made of fear. And every day you stay inside. But what if I fail? What if I change and it still doesn't work? What if they don't like the new me? These aren't questions, they're cages. And you've locked yourself inside with keys made of excuses. Here's what no one told you. You don't need permission to change. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need motivation to begin. You just need to decide that your future matters more than your fear. Because the truth is, you're not waiting on the right moment. The right moment is waiting on you. You already have what it takes. You just buried it under doubt, overthinking, and stories you didn't write but kept repeating. And every act of ownership, every decision to rise, every truth you speak, every step you take is you digging yourself out. Why change starts with me first. You weren't created to survive your own life. You were built to live it fully, freely, and awake. But that version of you, the one who's brave, focused, and powerful, they're not in the future. They're underneath who you've been pretending to be. The breakthrough isn't becoming someone new. It's removing everything you're not. Here's how it starts. Tell one truth you've been hiding from. Do one hard thing you've been avoiding. Forgive one version of yourself you've outgrown. Speak one decision into existence out loud, because the more honest you are with yourself, the less the world can lie to you. You've been living life like a phone on 1%, saving energy, dimming your brightness, closing all your open tabs just to survive the day. But you weren't made to live in low power mode. You don't need a better charger. You need to unplug from everything draining the real you. You've waited long enough, not for a miracle, but for a moment like this, where the truth cracked through and whispered, now. You don't need to watch this and walk away. You need to move, because change starts with you. But it doesn't end here. The next episode dives deeper into what happens when you try to change, but still feel overwhelmed, burned out, and emotionally empty. You're tired, but maybe not the way you think. Click into the next video. This is the fire you've been waiting for. Next, why you're always overwhelmed and still feel empty.